Hey, good morning, Jonathan. This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your SP Sabres and Solo Sabres Raxus Star Killer. All right, wrap this all up for you. I actually got done the install yesterday, as you know, because I sent you some pictures, but wrapped up all of these sound fonts on here. There is one sound font on here that you mixed that has a little bit of a doozy in it. I went ahead and I left it on here. I'm going to go into some more in-depth explanation when I get to the end of the video, just to tell you what you have to do to fix that, but you won't have to do any programming to the board. All right, there is a copy of the config file on the SD card though. Anyway, let's go over my desk and take a look at this guy. All right, Jonathan, here is your Raxus Star Killer. This is from, I believe you said, the second run that Sean did, so I really appreciate your support on that. I was happy to see that you picked this up from Sean and had it for a while. You had picked up the Goth Master chassis, and so I installed that for you, provided all the parts, and then you had me put on a Cobra Tech here, so you had this marked exactly where you wanted it, so that's where it went. All right, so nice and sturdy there. It's on with an 832 screw, so it's got some beef and it won't come loose. All right, I got your crystal in here that you had sent. So you sent me a few crystals. We're going to talk about the other one here in a second. On this magnetic door, you can slide this down and you can see the second one that you sent. All right, and the kill switch as well. We're going to talk about why I went with that one here in a second, but I did get this one in for you. I have all 14 sound fonts that you sent me, but I made this particular crystal just have a white LED on all of them because it is dyed red. So I wanted that red to come through as much as it possibly could. All right, so you've got that. You've got the Goth Crystal Chamber add-on, which is really cool. A 2-button setup, so power being up top, auxiliary being in the back. You've got a KR Sabres V4 lit PCB here for your blade connector. Your blade retention is underneath this guy. We'll get to that here in a second. All right, but to get to your chassis, what you want to do is just unscrew your handle. All right, we'll take the handle off here, slides on and off nice and easy for you. This is your battery compartment. Your chassis, to put the battery in or get to the board, you're going to have to take this piece here and slide it off. It's on there with a few magnets. Of course, you're going to see a few wires when you do that. My apologies for that. This is really meant to hide the wiring. All right, but you've got a Smuggler's Outpost 28 millimeter. This is the Elite version. You've got a spring connector down here for the negative side of your battery. So down there. All right, so take your negative side of your battery, slide it in there, pop your battery in. That's how you get to your SD card and your micro USB from right there. Whoops, sorry about that. From right there. All right, this piece does not come off. It's glued on, but you don't need to take it off. So as you can see, everything is accessible from right there. You can pop your battery out by pushing right here. You have a 5-pixel accent strip on top of the board. It will mimic the blade, and then a piece of diffusion. All right, so when you're done putting a battery in or messing with your board, just take this guy right here. Whoops, the long piece. You see how this is shorter and this is longer? The long piece goes over here on the board side, just like that. So it slides in just like that, hides the wiring. You've got your battery in. You've got your crystal chamber here. This piece right here slides up and down on these 2 rods, and it's got 2 magnets up here that hold it in place, or 2 magnets down here that hold it in place. It's just a matter of preference. Just a little something to play with that Rick put on there, which is really cool. All right, now let's talk about this crystal. I did do this one, obviously. I did have to cut it down and modify it quite a bit. The original crystal that Rick designed that gets printed and put in here, it's tricky to put a real one in because that particular one that's printed has an LED holder on the inside of the crystal because there's no room under this guy. All right, so I had to cut flat this crystal on the bottom. I had to take all the prongs on the crystal holder and I kind of just like bent them in like that so that I could glue the crystal onto it. And then the top was just a little too long, so you can't really tell there, but what I did was I probably cut about that much off the top and just flattened it out so that the motor would have room to spin. All right, and that is why I didn't use any of these. I'm not going to take them out of the baggie, but if you can, well, let me take one out real quick so that it shows up good on camera. The other 3 that you sent me here in the baggie, There are various sizes, but they're all this shape. They're like a diamond shape. All right, and you can see, you know, the point goes pretty far down, but it would be very difficult to use these because, like I said, this point going into the holder wouldn't leave any room for the LED accent. So that's why I couldn't use these at all. All right, so I'm gonna put these in a baggie, back in the baggie. I'm gonna send them back with your Saber and also with your SD card that you sent me with all your fonts on it. I'll make sure that goes back. All right, matter of fact, let me put that by your box right now so I don't forget it. So when the Saber's off, of course, you can come over here and flip the kill switch, which is this guy right here. Just be careful, it is epoxied onto the actual kill switch. So when you push it this way,
I'm ready now.
The Saber goes on. All right, we'll turn this off. You can see both crystals light up very well. All right, and when we hit power, you've got your spinning piece here. You got your accent strip here on top of the board. All right. We hit auxiliary. Turn the light back off. That's what the chassis looks like with the handle off. So you can flip that guy up, but you still got some shine through there. Pretty cool.
Ah, master, another excellent tool.
You've got twist off. All right, so we'll go ahead, put the handle on. When you lock this handle all the way down, this brass bar should be right in between these two titanium bars of your crystal chamber. All right, your Cobra Tech is there, obviously. You can come over here, slide this down. Now, I would suggest really just go ahead and taking it off to get access to your kill switch. You can come over here and you can flip your kill switch off just like that, or you can come back over here and you can flip it on.
What is your will, my master?
And then put that panel right back on. All right, then you can just slide it down if you simply want that crystal reveal. There's plenty of room to see it from there.
My mission is complete, master.
So we'll slide that off. We'll come over here, we'll take this guy off right here. That little grub screw right on top there, that is your blade retention. So this Saber is set up for a 7/8 inch blade. We'll go ahead and put our blade all the way down in there. Come over here and lock it down. All right. Come over here and put your greebly back on. And we'll hit power. So you light up a blade very well. This is programmed for a 32 inch blade that you told me you had.
My mission is complete, master. Mary's brood.
We'll just kind of cycle through these.
You can never escape me. The Force Unleashed.
I'll turn this off, a little bit easier to see the crystal.
The Force Unleashed. I'm ready.
This one being blue. So let me back up a little bit. Most all of the sound fonts that you gave me have a red theme. You also gave me a red crystal. So, you know, most all of those blades are going to match the crystal and match the theme. This one, however, is from the Kyberphonic TFU pack, which he had a dark side and a light side. So the one right before this was the dark side, red, and this one being the light side, which will be a blue blade. All right.
Months of attacking Imperial targets, and Vader sends a boy to fight me?
At last you will be a Sith Lord. Force Unleashed Remastered Ultimate Sith Edition.
I've kind of lost count where we were at.
Master Shakti. A new journey begins. Lord Vader.
So you have a mixture of OneSith fonts, Kyberphonic fonts, and a Ksith font on here as well, the TFU2 Vader, I believe that one is. And then a couple of fonts that you had kind of mixed up yourself. All right, so you'll want to go in and look at the fonts that you mixed up yourself. I went ahead and I left them on here. One of the ones is missing some swings and some blade sounds. All right, so, and then you also had some files in that sound font folder that were misnumbered. All right, so the two that come to mind, and I don't know if these are like the first one I know was yours, was Palpy, and then the other one that I had to fix was the Tortured font. But and I don't know if the Tortured one is one that you mixed or not, but I know the Palpy one is. So what had happened, for example, I went into there and I was getting a font directory error. I went into the sound font folder. I don't remember if it was the clashes specifically, but I'm just saying this as an example. Like you had Clash 1, Clash 2, and it may have skipped to Clash 4, Clash 5, Clash 6. You can't skip any numerical order. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to be in that order. Don't skip any numbers or you'll get a font directory error or something to that effect. All right, so I went ahead and I fixed those. Go back and look inside the SD card with one of the ones that you mixed. You know, like I said, I left it on here for you to play around with, so you didn't have to go and program the board in any way. Just add those sound font or add those files to the sound font folder, and you'll be good to go. No programming needed. All right, so we'll come over here. We'll unscrew this guy again. We're going to want to loosen our blade retention tool a little bit. Slide our blade out of here and we'll put this back on. We'll turn on the saber. And then we'll come over here and turn it off from the kill switch. Remember, we'll just go ahead and take the panel off so that we can flip the kill switch from here, okay? I'll go ahead and I'll take the battery out off camera because I just showed you how to put it on or put the battery in at the beginning of the video. It's the same way. But that is basically how you operate this Raxus with Gothmaster chassis. Let me know if you have any questions and I will get this out in the mail to you tomorrow morning. Thanks, man.